Is your interest too high? Are you trying to buy a house? Are you trying to buy a car? By the end of this video, you would know how to remove hard inquiries and inaccurate items on your credit report to improve your credit score. Hey everybody, my name is Michael and welcome to the Real Michael Berry channel, where I have a passion for seeing millennials being successful with their money. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel, giving it a thumbs up because it does help other people see the channel as well. Now, if you made it to this video, it's because you're either looking to do something with your credit or your credit score may be holding you back at the moment. In order to remove any hard inquiries or any inaccuracies off the credit score, the first thing you have to do is order your credit report. Everything is tied to your social, from buying a house to applying for a credit card. So to dispute any factual inaccuracies, what you have to do is go through that report itself to see if you see anything that doesn't match up, so that way we can formally dispute it. So the first thing you have to do if you spot any inaccuracies is you have to first dispute with the creditor. Meaning that, say if you had a credit card that was from Target on the report and you didn't apply for it, you don't have this card, you never wanted this card, the first thing you would do is you would call Target. Hey, I seen that you guys had a credit card in my name. I don't know where this card came from. I didn't want it. I don't know who applied for it. This is not for me. Can you guys remove this off my report? What they'll do is they'll do an investigation. This investigation is going to pretty much see if the addresses, the name, if any of the basic information matches. If not, they will work on removing this from you. And if so, they'll take care of it. You don't have to worry about anything. You're all said and done. But on the other hand, say if they come back and say, hey, you know what? We've seen that this card is for you. We're going to leave it. We can cancel the card, but we can send it directly to you. Then secondly, you have to move up to the next step. And that is you have to dispute with the credit bureau. Now, before we get to the second step, we have to freeze your credit report. Now, the companies that can do this is called Nexis Lexis and SageStream, and you're gonna have to reach out to both of them. But anytime a company from the credit bureaus do any investigation, they're gonna cross-reference your information with these companies here to see if you have any open public records that match your name to your address so they can validate your accounts. So if your accounts are frozen, that way they can't validate anything, then you have better chances of removing those items from your credit report altogether. Now, once your credit is frozen, we're able to move on to the second step, and that's simply reaching out to the credit bureaus to move on to see if we can dispute any of those inquiries or inaccuracies that are on the report that you found. Now, what that simply means is that, and the easiest of the two is simply reaching out by phone to say, hey, I seen some things on my report, I want to dispute them, I want to get those removed off the credit report. Now, what that's going to do, they're going to get you sent over to the fraud department. And by that point, you need to have those companies' names and the date that they were first initiated ready to go, because you're going to go down the line and list the companies that are on there so they can work on removing them from the report right then, right there. Now, this is the fastest of the two options, because once they have that phone call, once you tell them what they're looking for, it can be as soon as 24 to 48 hours or up to 30 days or the next report, so that way those items are gone and your credit score gets the bump back up. The second of the two is simply you have to write goodwill letters to these companies, and you need to send them out to as many people as going to take them as possible. So for these three companies, you may end up sending 15 letters, just trying to get them in hands of multiple people so they can go through to cross-reference, which they won't be able to because your credit's frozen. But ultimately, they'll be looking to do their investigation so they can remove these items from the report itself. Now, like we said before, the reason why your credit score is frozen is because when they go to do their investigation, they won't be able to complete it, which means that you have a better opportunity to get those items taken off of the report itself. So since we now have spoken to the credit bureaus and we sent off our documents, we do have to give them up to 60 days to see any change on the credit report itself. Now, I want you to keep in mind that the first 30 days is for them to be able to receive documents and start the investigation. And the second 30 days is after anything was taken off to show improvement on the credit score. So I do want you guys to keep that in mind. And like I said at the very beginning of the videos, guys, you guys found anything positive, you learned something from this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. See you guys in the next one.